Chris here with another quick tip for you all. In this video, we are going to paint a Dark Angels from the Horus Heresy Betrayal at Kelth box set. And so as you can see, we have our Mark IV Space Marine all ready to go, and he has been primed in Vallejo's light gray primer, just to show that some people, when you are painting a black subject matter, you can work on top of a light primer as long as you apply, appropriate number of layers. We're using Abaddon Black for this. You can use regular base paint, but I'm going to be using it in the airbrush, so I'm going to be using Citadel Air for this, just to lay this really quick base layer down. And again, you can see I quickly work my way around the model, and the model has been entirely glued together, and so of course you do have to try and get into some of the nooks and crannies and what have you. But as you can see, as a couple passes go by, you do have fairly even coverage. If you were doing it by hand, I would probably guess about 2 or 3 layers, as long as you thinned out the paint with medium and applied your base color to the entire thing of the model. Next, we are going to mix Incubi Darkness and Abaddon Black in a 1-to-1 mix ratio with a little bit of Aircast Thinner. That is the thinning agent for the Citadel Airline, and taking it down to a fairly thin consistency. And again, we're just looking to create the initial color transition from black to this kind of deep turquoise kind of color that Incubi Darkness is. And again, you could go with grays for highlighting your black for your Dark Angels, but I often prefer to go with Incubi Darkness, or even just simply starting with, say, Sotek Green, adding that to black and building up. But here, Incubi Darkness gives you pretty much that same value as Sotek Green and Incubi Dark or Abaddon Black. And so again, you can see here with just the Incubi Darkness, just thinned out just a little bit with some of the Aircast Thinner. And again, I'm just applying it just straight onto the top, doing kind of a zenithal type highlighting scheme, allowing some of it to catch along the back of the ankles and the toes. And I turned the PSI down just to get a little bit more of the shoulder pads, get a little bit deeper color there. And then next, we're going to come in with some Incubi Darkness with some Leman Medium to help thin it out, of course. Slap it onto our palette and just giving it a quick little mix. And we're going to be using our artificial brush for details. And very simple here, we're just going to do a quick little edging on some of these little points here. Now, we're not going all the way through some of the details, or we're going all the way around some armor panels, again, because we don't really want to have this color become very dominant on the model. We want everything to remain quite black, and oftentimes with black, the trick is to keep the highlights very, very minimal, so that your base color remains solid. And that's why it's very important to get your base colors down onto the model in a nice, smooth, even fashion, because oftentimes a lot of these color schemes, often the way Games Workshop does the color schemes, is a simple little edge highlight on the model, and it is pretty much the base color that is the dominant color that you're seeing, and it's just really just a little edging that kind of brings out the details. You can see we're just catching just the edges of the shoulder pad, the face mask, they're surrounding eyes, they're on the little ear doodad parts, and just on the helmet there, and that little mohawk piece that's on the helmet as well. Catch a little bit of that detail as well. Again, it's pretty straightforward here. You can see I'm simply on the backpack, I'm just catching that uppermost corners of the vent areas and the nozzles for the backpack. It's relatively straightforward. Not a lot of the color is getting left onto the model, and already you can see there's a lot more definition onto the model now, but yet it still remains quite dark, yet we can see some highlights. And so here we're going to come in with some Dark Reaper next. This is a nice way to complement this color as well, and we could even go in a step further and add the Dark Reaper to Incubi Darkness, giving us another in-between step if we wanted to really kind of take our time and build up these highlights and transitions. And again, it's entirely up to you as to how far you want to build up these highlights and transitions. Again, with the airbrush, it just laid out the initial transitions and just kind of built that color up for us. And now, we do have to pick out some of those little corners, and again, really kind of bring attention to the details that the airbrush just isn't going to catch. And you can only go so far with the airbrush before you actually do have to come back in with a paintbrush and vice versa at times too with the paintbrush and an airbrush. It really does help to have both. But if you don't have access to the airbrush, this is all very easily accomplished with the paintbrush. It just takes a little bit more time as you are thinning down your paints and laying them out very evenly, and waiting until your next layer is dry before applying it. And of course, I think I mentioned in previous videos on laying down nice smooth base coats onto a model and achieve a similar result in what you're getting here. But essentially, that is it. It is just simply catch these same little details. And with this Dark Reaper, it is a very, very minimal amount of highlight that's going on to these points. You can see we're just catching just the back of the toes, just on that little armor plate above the buttocks, and the thigh armor plates, and the backpack, and all those other little details. We've got even more painting tutorials in the Silver MiniWarGaming Vault. You can watch another one today about how I painted the chapter icon for the Dark Angels, Horus Heresy. Just click the link in the description below to watch it right now. If you don't have a MiniWarGaming Vault membership, you can click the link and sign up for a free 7-day trial. Make sure that you get the Silver membership so that you can access the painting tutorials, and you'll get instant access to over 1,000 painting tutorials already in the vault. And so again, don't be afraid to leave a comment in the description below as to what you would like to see in the next episode of Quick Tips. Thank you for watching. Happy wargaming.